Hello and welcome back to Excelshare Academy. Myself, Dr. Ruby Singh. So this is the part 3, wherein which we are going to discuss about the index questions and additional multiple choice questions. And the few questions have been taken from the previous year's paper, which has been conducted for the Standard 8 by the CBSE NCRT board. So in this chapter, last time we have discussed about the conservation of plants and animals, like what are different types of national parks, sanctuary, wildlife sanctuaries, and biodiversity biosphere reserves are there. Like how deforestation is actually affecting the human life as well as the animal life also. So here today we are going to do all the questions which are related to the topics which we have discussed in the previous sessions. So the first question is, a place where animals are protected in their natural habitat is called what? So what will be the answer? So this we have discussed already. So among all the national park, wildlife sanctuaries, and the biosphere reserve, where animals are protected in their natural habitat, so the answer is going to be over here is sanctuary. Okay. Now a species found only in a particular area is known as endemic. So this is what we discussed in our first session. Like for example, where I discuss about the kangaroos are endemic to Australia, right? So this example has been discussed already. Migratory birds fly to faraway places because of dash changes. So it is all because of the climatic changes. So few birds are there which which are ready to breed. For them, the climatic changes are not feasible. So they try to move from one place to another places. So the answers are given now. I hope it's clear. Let's move on to the next. So differentiate between the following: wildlife sanctuary and biosphere reserve. So here I have made into the tabular form where both the differences are given. So wildlife sanctuary, it's an area within which animals are protected from possible dangers such as hunting, poaching. Their habitat is conserved in this area. तो यानी कि यहाँ पे आप human interference नहीं कर सकते हैं. Where and it provides protection and suitable living conditions to wild animals. So example is given that Pachmari Sanctuary is a wildlife sanctuary. Now coming to the biosphere reserve, it is a large protected area constructed for the conservation of biodiversity. It helps in the conservation of various life forms such as plants, animals, and microorganisms. So here, entire flora, fauna are preserved. Similarly to the wildlife sanctuary, Pachmahi also meant for the biosphere reserve. Now the differences between zoo and wildlife sanctuary. So the zoo, we know that like you have been to many times to the zoo from your school and with your families. So it's actually a facility which is artificially made by the humans, where you keep your animals for their public exhibition. So where you can go, you can see the tigers, elephants, giraffes, etc. So it's an artificial habitat which is made by the humans. Whereas wildlife sanctuary, it's an area within which animals are protected from possible dangers such as hunting, as just now we have discussed. It also conserves the natural habitat of animals. So here it's natural, whereas zoo, it is artificial. Now next is differentiate between endangered and extinct species. So endangered का मतलब होता है जो भी खतरे में है, जिनकी संख्या कम होती जा रही है. So it's a population or species that is on the verge of becoming extinct, यानी कि उनकी संख्या कम होती जा रही है. So there are chances कि वो उनकी संख्या पूरी ही शून्य हो जाए. So for example, blue whale, tiger, leopard, etc. are example of endangered species. इसलिए the government has started the tiger project in order to protect the animals. Now extinct species जो actually अब नहीं exist करते हैं, it's a population of species that no longer exists, hence it is extinct, यानी कि खत्म हो चुके हैं. जैसे कि डायनासोर्स, अभी हमने सिर्फ उनके बारे में पढ़ा है, हमने कभी उनको देखा नहीं है. The recent examples are dodo, passenger pigeon, etc. are example of extinct species. Now the difference between flora and fauna, these are nothing but the plants and animals of that particular area. So it refers to all living plants in a particular area, sal, teak, mango, etc. They are the endemic or the flora of the Pachmahi Biosphere Reserve. Whereas fauna refers to the animals which are living in a particular area. For example, leopard, wolf, wild dog, etc. are the fauna of Parmahi Biosphere Reserve. Now coming to the next question. डिस्कस द इफेक्ट्स ऑफ डिफॉरेस्टेशन ऑन द फॉलोइंग. सो डिफॉरेस्टेशन मतलब क्या होता है, जहाँ पे आपने बहुत सारे प्लांट्स कट कर दिए हैं, ट्रीज कट कर दिए हैं इन ऑर्डर टू गेट मोर एक्सेस टू द लैंड. So, deforestation is the removal of trees and other vegetation from an area for industrial, agriculture, and many other purposes. Trees and other vegetation form the habitat of many animals. So, what will happen if you destroy all the trees? Animals will be exposed to the outer world, and the number would automatically decline. Now, on the environment, so we know that plants absorb the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere in order to continue the food synthesis by the process of photosynthesis, right? So, if the plants are destroyed, what will happen? The level of the carbon dioxide will increase. As a result, CO2 will rise and it will trap more heat radiation, and this will make your Earth's atmosphere very warm. This will cause the global warming. Now, increase in the temperature of the earth will disturb the natural water cycle as well. As a result, there will be changes in the rainfall, and this could lead either to the flood or in the case in other areas droughts. यानी कि कहीं पे बाढ़ आ सकती है या फिर कहीं पे सूखा पड़ सकता है. Now, what will be the effect on the villages people or the rural area? So we know that the roots of plants hold soil particles together. तो हमें पता है trees के जो roots रहते हैं उनकी वजह से वहाँ के soil को वो hold करके रखता है. Okay. Now, when the plants are not there, the top layer of the soil will be easily removed by the action of high speeds of water flow. So what will happen? So this will cause the soil erosion. So जहाँ पे plants ही नहीं होंगे तो वहाँ पे top layer of soil will be easily removed with the action of water. As a result, soil will also lose its humus. It will also become less fertile. Hence, a fertile land, which is a source of living for farmers in villages, will get converted into the desert. Here the spelling SOURAC. Okay. Now coming to the cities. So this was all the effects of the deforestation on the animals, on the environment and the rural areas. Now coming to the urban areas where we city people live. So deforestation in cities can increase the risk of many natural calamities such as floods and droughts in that area. Now we also know that it causes global warming due to increase in the level of CO2. So this is because of the result of vehicular and industrial pollution. So in the cities, we know that many of us uses vehicle and so many industries are there. So all these in combined effect increases the carbon dioxide level. So the increase in the temperature will disturb the natural cycle of an area. Now the effect of deforestation on the earth. So as a result of deforestation, चांसेस ऑफ डीसर्टिफिकेशन ड्रॉट्स फ्लड्स एक्सेट्रा इंक्रीजेस जो अभी तक हमने डिस्कस किया. इट विल ऑल्सो इंक्रीज द लेवल ऑफ CO2 in the earth. So obviously what will happen, there will be chances of global warming. Then it will also affect the water cycle and it will cause all the possible natural risk of calamities. Now the last, what will happen if the deforestation continues and its effects on the future generation. So we know that the deforestation is slowly changing the environmental conditions. So it is responsible for global warming, soil erosion, greenhouse effect, kahin pe sukha, kahin pe baad, all kinds of global problems. So what will happen as a result, the next generation will have to face severe consequences of the deforestation. Now moving on to the next question. So what will happen if we go on cutting the trees? So we know cutting of trees will lead to deforestation and the natural habitat of many animals will get completely destroyed. So as a result, the biodiversity of many areas will be severely affected and there will be increase in temperature which will lead to the global warming and finally affecting the natural water cycle. So you see over here, so whatever till now we are discussing, this deforestation, cutting of trees, it's one or the other the same and it's always the same answer. So it becomes very easy to answer any questions if asked. So as a result, there will be change in the rainfall pattern, जहाँ पे कभी सूखा कभी बाढ़ आ सकती है, and also the risk of soil erosion, desertification and natural calamities. Now what will happen if the habitat of animal is disturbed? Obviously, so we know that the animals needs shelter, food and protection, right? Now if the habitat of an animal is disturbed, what will happen? They will be forced to go and move to different spaces. right, in order to search for food and shelter. In this process, suppose they encounter the humans, so out of fear we might kill them. So in this way the number of animals will get reduced. What will happen if the top layer of soil is exposed? So what will happen? The humus and the fertility of the soil will be lost. It will become hard and rocky in nature, and hence the soil will become less fertile, right? So it will become barren. तो वो पूरी एरिया बंजर हो जाती है एंड वहाँ पे आप खेती नहीं कर सकते हो. Now answer in brief. So all these questions have been answered over here. So when you can go through them. So why should we conserve biodiversity? So we know that biodiversity refers to the number and variety of various life forms such as plants, animals, and microorganisms of that area. And these plants and animals depend on each other for their survival. So if you affect or if you destroy the biodiversity in other ways, it is going to affect. Hence, we need to conserve the biodiversity. Now, protected forests are also not completely safe for wild animals. Why? Because the people who are living nearby or they are adjacent to these natural forest areas, they have their own requirements. So in this process sometimes they kill and they take the skin of the animals or the teeth of the animals. For example, the uh, elephants teeth are actually taken ivory in order to make ivories. The skin of the tiger is taken in order to get the lucrative amounts of the money. Some tribals depend on the jungle, so these tribals, they don't have the other way of living, so they gather food, fodder, and fallen branches from the trees which are present in the forest. So for their daily requirements, they're totally dependent on the forest, right? So they don't do specific or other kinds of cultivation. Now, what are the causes and consequences of deforestation? So causes, we know that we are actually cutting down the trees in order to accommodate our expanding urban areas and requirements, in order to gain more areas or more agricultural lands to cultivate more crops, and also use for the making of the furniture and the firewood. Now because of this, the consequences are loss of the soil, biodiversity, causes floods and droughts in specific areas, and it affects the climatic change, leading to global warming, and finally affecting the natural water cycle. Now, what is red data book? So this also we have discussed. Like if you want to know like which area or which state's country has got what kind of flora and fauna endangered list. So this book, it's like a database which will give you this information. So it's a source book that maintains an international list of all the endangered animals and plant species. It is maintained by IUCN, that is International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources. Now, what do you understand by the term migration? So this we know, whenever there is a climatic change, like from summer to winter or spring or autumn, few birds are there in the search of shelter, food, or for the breeding purpose. They migrate from one place to another. So that is the migration. Now, in order to meet the ever increasing demand in factories and for shelter, trees are being continuously cut. Is it justified to cut trees for such projects? Discuss and prepare a brief road. Of course, it is not, right? You should stop deforestation. Forests are the habitat of several organisms, including wild animals. So we know that the forest provides good amount of oxygen and they absorb the carbon dioxide. So in this process, what happens if suppose the forests are cut, the level of CO2 will increase. It will cause the global warming and other calamities like droughts and floods will be there. So overall, the entire balance of the nature is getting disturbed. So it is not justified. You should stop cutting the trees. Now, how can you contribute the maintenance of green wealth of your locality? Make a list of actions to be taken by you. So here what you can do is that you can take your own responsibility, like to plant more trees, plant in the different areas. Like you can start from your own house, and then later you can transfer to the gardens. You can ask your friends, your neighbors to provide water to them, and you can all do all this as a collective. So in this way you can increase more number of plants. Explain how destruction leads to reduced rainfall. So this already we have discussed. So once you remove the trees, what will happen? The supply of oxygen and the intake of CO2 by the plants will get reduced. So in the atmosphere, the level of CO2 will rise. This will trap more heat and causes the global warming. So entire earth water cycle will get disturbed. So in few areas it will cause the flood, in few areas it will cause the drought. So this is how the entire rainfall or the water cycle gets disturbed. Now find out the national parks in your state, identify. So this you can do. So if you're near to Delhi, it is the Corbett National Park. So different states has got the different, this you can find it out very easily. Now, why should paper be saved? Prepare a list of ways by which you can save paper. So you should understand over here is like from trees, the papers are made. Okay. So it takes around 17 full grown trees to make 1 ton of paper. So if you keep on wasting the paper, the demand of paper will be high. So the people will keep on cutting out the trees. So in order to maintain that, just recycle it, the paper. So how you can do recycle it, use both sides of the paper and spread the awareness about the importance of paper and make intelligent use of these papers. Okay. Now then we have got the word puzzle. So in this, we have got species on the verge of extinction. So we know it is the extinct, right? So here we can get the extinct. Let's write this thing. Yes. So first one is extinct. Then we have got, one second, a book carrying information about endangered species. So it is going to be your red data book. Red data book. Then consequence of deforestation. So what are the consequences of deforestation? It is the, what will happen? It will convert into the desert. Species which have vanished. So that is endangered, extinct, right? Sorry, this we have discussed already. So species which have vanished, so it is become endangered. Then species found only in a particular habitat, it is endemic. This also we have discussed. Now, variety of plants, animals, microorganisms found in an area, it is called the biodiversity. So it's very simple if you have understood the topic. Okay. So moving on to the next. So these are few extra multiple choice questions which I have collected. So let's do this thing. A place in environment where an organism live is called, of course, the habitat. So here the answer is habitat. Cutting of trees on large scale is called deforestation. So the entire this session we were talking about deforestation. It takes place only by human activities, only by natural resources. So what will be the answer over here? So sometimes it's also because of the natural resources also. So the answer is both of these. The species which are at the verge of extinction. So those are what? Extinct or endangered? Tell me. So it is going to be endangered. जो जिसकी संख्या कम होती जा रही है, right? Now the growing of more and more plants of trees is called reforestation. Fauna indicates for dash. So we know flora is for the plants, fauna is for the animals. So here the answer is animals. The places where animals receive protection is called zoo, national parks, rock shelters, none of this. So what do you think? So if suppose the protection is provided, then the answer is zoo because it is artificially made. Whereas in the case of national parks, they are allowed to roam freely. Now, Project Tiger was launched on 1st April 1973. Please remember this one. So the answer is 1st April 1973. Sanctuary is a place where animals are protected, plants are protected, office of forest department, none of these. So obviously it is the animals are protected. Part of earth which supports the biodiversity is called biosphere, sanctuary, ecosystem reserve or biotic community. So when we are talking about the entire biodiversity, it is the biosphere reserve. Now, these are the questions which has been asked in the previous years by the CBSE board. So let's discuss these also. So the questions is Kaziranga and Corbett are dash of India. So they are the national parks. Name two animal species which have become extinct in the past years. So dodo and thylacine. You can see that these species have become the extinct and we have never seen in reality, right? Now, name two endangered species of animals, the bison and the antelope. So they are at the verge of extinction. यानी कि उनकी संख्या बहुत कम हो चुकी है. So it's our duty to protect them. What is the role of small animals in the ecosystem? So they are important because all these animals, they form the a part of food chain and the food web. So if they are not present, so your entire food chain gets disturbed. Give two reasons why sanctuaries should be maintained, because there the hunting or the poaching of the animals can be prohibited, and they also provide protection in suitable conditions wherein which the animals can be able to survive. What are rock shelters and where are they found? So this also we have discussed in the previous session. So one example is about the Satpura National Park, where there exists the prehistoric evidence of the human life. So there the diagrams of the animals and humans and their hunting, their working has been displayed on the rocks. So expand the following. WWF, it's a worldwide fund. IUCN, this we have just discussed now. It is the International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources. The difference between red list and the red data book. So we know that red data book is actually the database which provides the number or the status of the species which are endangered, right? Now it is a red list is a compilation of the endangered wildlife species. So it's a list, and red data book is like the provide the total population status of that particular endangered species. Now what is topsoil, and mention two ways by which soil erosion can be prevented. So this question was asked in 2001. So we know that topsoil is a layer of soil contains rock particles, living organism, humans, which actually provides the fertility to the soil. Now, soil erosion can be prevented by contour of the step farming, which reduces the flow of water. So, जब flow of water कम रहेगा, तो the soil erosion भी कम होगा, and you can grow more plants and trees over there. So, this was all about the question answers from the chapter Conservation of Plants and Animals, chapter 7th of class 8. I hope you like, and this was the informative video for you guys. Thank you for watching. If you like, please subscribe and share among your circle. Any comments and suggestions are appreciated. And if any queries or comments are there, please write to us on Excel Share Academy 1228@gmail.com. You can also comment us below the video. Thank you.